Welcome to the ABI Snapshot, where we spotlight critical findings and the latest research from our global team of analysts. In this snapshot, we're speaking with Research Director Eric Abruzzese, who will answer key questions about his latest report, AN 5387, Artificial Intelligence and Analytics in Augmented Reality Implementations. Welcome, Eric. So let's dive in. How is artificial intelligence being leveraged in augmented reality today?
Yeah, it's a broad question. The truth is it's leveraged in a lot of ways, many ways, but it can be distilled really into three categories, for ease of analysis, I guess. Machine vision, prediction, and data processing. So machine vision is going to include device and user position tracking in space, such as with SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping. It could also include recognition and labeling of objects and the environment. And it's really the primary enabler of real-time image augmentation. And that's what a lot of people think of first when it comes to augmented reality, a lot of the visual elements there. That comes from machine vision. The second one, prediction, it can act both at the user level and in the backend. So there's something like tracking prediction for users that can enhance the speed and accuracy of tracking of the head, hands, fingers, and eyes for things like input. An AI system can use data to predict and deliver just-in-time content that's necessary for a particular user. So if you have a worker doing a specific task, AI can understand what content they need at what time and in what location. And this can be extrapolated above users even into other processes like predictive maintenance and scheduling that can use that user level data, but also non-user data, machine data and IoT data, all in one system to use for something like maintenance and scheduling. Finally, data processing is really looking to create value out of that data and potential action out of that data. So things like data cleansing of captured data ensures accuracy. There's so much data to capture, things like voice, input methods, text to speech, image recognition, and object recognition being enabled into an environment. But there's not always a guarantee of accuracy, especially if you're doing it in real time, just in time at the site. AI can help cleanse that data, find inaccuracies, and correct them before they're logged into a system. Analytics and expert systems can learn. This is where we get into some of the machine learning portion of this. They can learn through data input, and there's new data types like spatial data. That's quite unique to augmented reality. There's some things like LiDAR and autonomous vehicles and things, but at the user level, spatial data is quite unique. And AI can help process that. It can help, first of all, capture it and then understand what it means and then make it usable and make it actionable. Natural language processing is another great example of a user level AI input. So being able to better understand, again, an accuracy first, understand what a user is saying, and allow flexibility in what they're saying. So you don't have to say a very specific set of words. You can say something more naturally, and the system understands it. Think of Siri and Google Assistant as great examples of what NLP can do.
Oh, is one of those three categories the most important or most valuable?
It's going to depend on the use case. If there's one that's most important or most valuable, the simple answer, or maybe the simplified answer, is they work in tandem. So what most people understand as augmented reality, we would at ABI Research probably classify as mixed reality. That's what's going to be leveraging spatial tracking with that real-time 3D augmentation element using see-through displays. For a real-world example, Microsoft HoloLens or Magic Leap are the headsets that enable this type of experience. For a more sci-fi example, Minority Report, where they're putting out things all over the screen. Well, HoloLens, to an extent, does that. You have to wear a display, but the user experience is actually very similar to what Minority Report shows on the screen. So mixed reality is a really incredibly powerful example of AR, augmented reality, visualization, and it's valuable for businesses. It's not the only AR type, though. It's not the only augmented reality. It requires machine vision. Intrinsically, you have to understand where a user's located, where they're looking, where they're moving in order to show that content here and there and keep it locked in space. You need machine vision to do that. A lot of use cases in the enterprise will bring in things like prediction and data processing on top of that to create a cohesive system. If one element of that is missing, the value can plummet pretty dramatically.
Wow. Are there any market trends outside of AI or augmented reality that could impact these markets?
Yes, absolutely. So you can probably guess a few of them just speaking on what we did. Broadly, cloud has a significant impact. And obviously, cloud can mean thousands of different things, but an increasing number of AR platforms and applications are cloud native, or at least support full cloud architectures. It could be up to the customer if they want on premises for security purposes or latency purposes, but cloud is an option for almost all of them nowadays. For artificial intelligence specifically, training of an AI system is mostly done on the cloud today, whereas inference, sort of making sense of what's going on locally, is happening locally on the device. But over time, some inference processing can move to the cloud as well. For augmented reality, this can mean some really processing intensive AI algorithms can be offloaded to the cloud, and then the output of that can be streamed to a device. That saves battery life, and the form factor has a lot more flexibility.
Good stuff. Thanks so much, Eric. For a deeper dive into AI and analytics in augmented reality implementation, view our full application analysis report, AN 5387. Visit abiresearch.com to learn more.